Everyone, welcome to another edition of Independent Artists Unite song series. Super psyched. I'm in the United States on the East Coast, and we're going to the West Coast, talking about the new single from Velas, Negras, Granada. And we have Vessel and Kitty here. Welcome, guys.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
First of all, you two look fabulous.
Thank you. You did too. Thank you. I
And I'm
forgot
not-
to bring my wig. I should have kept up the tradition of James bringing on the wig onto the show. That would have been cool.
Yeah. And he never was heard from again. You can't get him on the show anymore.
Yeah. He'll come around. He'll come around. He's a busy dude.
Tell me about Velas Negras, because as we were just talking a little bit before it started, that you have one single out, Albatross, that was a cover. I didn't know of Lebanon Hanover, but it seems like you guys have such a good a vibe together. How did you start making music? Because I know I'm familiar with your stuff, Vessel, but I'm not. Kitty, did you do music on your own, or you just started doing it with Vessel, or how did things come about?
I've always loved music from an early age, but I've been mostly a dancer.
Okay.
And I met Vessel here and started dating. And we started doing covers of songs. So we started.
How long ago have you did you meet him? Did you guys start dating?
Like
summer of 2022, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, summer 2022. Yeah.
So you've stood the test of time here.
She had a guitar at home. I'm like, what? You play guitar? Like, okay. We started I think we started off with the Bauhaus cover song. Was it the
All I Ever Wanted
was everything by Bauhaus? We started
that song. Wow.
And she actually knew it better than I did. I was actually having trouble with it. And I was supposed to be the quote unquote experienced guitar player, but she was actually really pretty efficient with the strumming on the guitar, because the strumming and like the arpeggios on there are a little odd, and I wasn't able to. It took me a while to catch up onto it, but she was the one that actually showed me how to play that song.
It is
and
odd.
Then from there,
I actually did a cover of that song too one time, tried to figure it out, and it's very odd. Yeah,
it's very odd. Yeah,
deceptively obtuse. What's happening?
Yeah, we ended up recording it. We got a good little cover of it, and then from there on, I mean, we're just doing the cover thing, and then eventually we're like, okay, well then might as well just start writing some fucking music. I mean, we have the same similar music taste, same upbringing. So I mean, it was pretty much a no-brainer. How to go for it.
And
the lyrics were.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The lyrics started as a poem actually to him about our experiences and.
Okay.
So I wrote it in English initially, but for some reason I just shifted over into Spanish, and we just made it so that it actually rhymes and actually flows a little bit better. And then we came out with the Granadas, which is based off of, like I said, our experiences. And it was because one time he like climbed a wall to steal a pomegranate for me, because I was like, oh my God, pomegranates. So it all started from there.
Well, that's interesting, because I wanted to see if you would read it as a poem, Kitty.
Yeah.
And like if you could read it in Spanish and then maybe do a rough translation of it, or what it was before in English. That would be cool.
Yeah. So the poem was really, it was really sweet. I think it was written either like Valentine's Day. Yeah, I think it was Valentine's Day. It was written Valentine's Day, but it was in English. And in English on its own it was just very touching, like very, very vivid, because she didn't tell me what the poem was about, but as I was reading it, I was already getting these like images of things that we already had done together. The only thing that it was written in prose, not necessarily in code, but it did have like words that kind of I would only kind of be able to pick up on and like be able to like recall that moment. So obviously the poem brought me to absolute tears. I was teary eyed by the end of it, and then she was like, "Do you know what it's about?" I'm like, "Yeah," and then like we went like stanza to stanza, and I was like, "Yeah, that's when we went here, and then that's when we were over there," and it just kind of she really like painted a picture with her words, like experiences that we've shared together. So it was very touching. Yeah, we could read you the poem before it was actually translated because we translated it, but then when we translated it, obviously like anything else, it didn't really translate the same. So we kind of both, and that's when we both started, I guess, co-writing together. So then that's where we both kind of started giving our own take on it, and then we kind of it wasn't wholly entirely rewritten, but yeah, we both added to it at that point. I don't know if she has it in English.
No, I don't. I don't have it on here. It's on the page that I gave you.
Oh, I think that one's in my check.
All right,
you
read it in Spanish while he's gouging the house for the English.
Yeah, I'll read it in Spanish. It did transform into something else, and we took like inspirations from like the tarot, especially like the imagery on the tarot. The way I wrote this is like painting a picture. You can place yourself there. So this is how it starts. It says, debajo una luna llena, ante dos esfinges. So that means under the full moon, before two sphinx. So that references a lot of the moon tarot. And the chariot.
The chariot, yeah.
Mainly the chariot. Unidos entre sangre, los ángeles sonríen. So that means united in blood, the angels are smiling. Los dioses son testigos de nuestro amor bendito. The gods are witnesses to our blessed love. En la vida nos bendicen, en la muerte que nos guíen. So that means may they bless us in life, may they guide us in death. And then it's the chorus, no me dejes sola en mi soledad, which means don't leave me alone in my loneliness. Que no ves que eres mi felicidad. Don't you see that you're my happiness? Camina a mi lado hacia la oscuridad. Walk with me by my side into the darkness. Tómame la mano hasta la eternidad.
Walk hand in hand with me for all eternity.
Imagen de la luna cambiando su estado. So that's the images of the moon.
Or the faces of the moon. Yeah, basically the faces of the moon. Una flor
changing its state.
Recordando el pasado. Where did that come about?
That came from you. The nocturnal flower.
Oh yeah, the nocturnal flower.
You always wanted to bring that into a song. So
yeah, that would
I'm
be
like,
nice.
Let's put this in here.
I don't know. I just feel like it reminded me of you, like this nocturnal flower. When I met her, she was like all about the nightlife and very social, like social butterfly. I always thought that was cool.
Vampire hours.
Yeah. Right.
Martes un pecado, mi corazón es tu esclavo.
I really like that line. So that one basically translates into to love you is a sin. My heart is
your slave.
Enslaved to you. Yeah. Basically your slave. Yeah. That was really cool. I like that one.
Nos encadenados como cuentas en un rosario. So I'm really into like Catholicism. One, you can see the crosses in the back. I love to collect crosses in like different places we have gone. but this is referring to like the rosary.
Yeah, these crosses behind us, actually, we could make a whole episode on those. We could, we have stories on those. So they're pretty cool back there. We got them like during like our visits in Mexico, Arizona,
And
other.
were those borrowed by vessel like the pomegranate was, or are those purchased legitimately?
No, no. I guess they're purchased. I did find the. I guess we could get over it because I don't think we've gone over it.
This is the other one I wrote you, which maybe will turn into a song.
Okay.
That's the.
Oh, that's the other one. Yeah, that's the
it's
other one.
this one.
It's this one. Oh, okay, got it.
But,
Okay, so to go on with the lyrics.
And then the chorus again. And then
that's the second. Oh no, that's the outro.
Yeah, the outro.
So the outro, I don't even know where this came from. This was like absolutely, I think, just you going like on a riff, right? Or what was it?
Yeah, so it's talking about like being behind a veil. So a través de una tela de tul. It's like behind a veil. That's my interpretation of it, which is like a fabric made out of tulle. It's like looking through it. In tranquilo purgatorio, so in peaceful, in tranquil purgatory.
Tranquil purgatory, yeah, it's pretty.
Ladrones de Granadas bajan a la cruz.
That's where that reference to the Granada comes in, which is the pomegranate. Again, I had to climb a wall to reach a pomegranate that it was a tree in some private property, and we're like, we should get a few of those to take home. And I just kind of climbed the wall, and that became that line, I guess.
We just started dating, and I'm like, this guy's really climbing a wall right now. For me.
And it's like, there's a metaphor there,
Yeah.
In what sense? Like, what do you think? Like, in what sense?
Like this guy's willing to go the extra mile or climb the mountain in order to please me, find me treasure,
Yeah, I thought you were gonna get into like the mythology behind like
like Persephone and stuff.
Yeah. There is some hint to that here.
Yeah, you're willing to go to Hades and back for her,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Viajando por el cielo azul, which means traveling through the blue sky until there's no light. Hasta continúan hasta que no hay luz. Llamas bailan a todo dar, que calor nos vamos a quemar, which means flames are dancing every which way. It's very hot. We're gonna get burned, basically. El sol y la luna arrastrados por las cintas del mar. Grita, grita, que hay mucho para disfrutar. Which is like, I was trying to reference the tides because the sun and the moon, well, mainly the moon, like it plays a big role in the tides. So it's kind of like gravity. So that's what I'm talking about. And then it's saying scream or yell. There's so much to enjoy. And then in between that, he's over here screaming in the background, the outro. And this is where we kind of...
It's kind of like that outro is kind of like a rejoicing into like the Dionysian kind of hedonistic, traditions that they used to indulge in. It's just kind of to rebel in life and enjoy it in spite of, whatever pain and suffering may come along with it, I mean, that was literally solely written. That outro was written all by her, but I feel like that's what it means. I mean, that's my interpretation because she wrote that. I didn't write that. So I mean,
but are you coming in at that part with some O's and stuff like that? Is that here or no?
Yeah.
You say this.
So in that part, this was actually done like literally at the last minute too, because we had because it's kind of like counter vocals, kind of like it's like very Beatlesque, where it's like there's a verse going on, but then there's also that harmony in the back. So that was actually previously it was the previous title of the song, which is going to be Joyas de Otoño, which like is another reference to pomegranates. But then I don't know why we kind of just wanted to scrap that out, and then I changed it to Quiero tu cariño, and this is coming directly from Hades in how it's written. So it's in the sense that it's already spring and Persephone's back, you know, into her season of fertility, and she's no longer in the underworld, right? So he's basically screaming from the underworld. I actually told James to kind of use an effect where it would sound like it's coming from a distance, kind of from the underworld.
Okay, so James
fully,
mixed it.
yeah, James
Oh,
mixed
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so great.
Shout out to James.
Yeah,
That does surprise me because I thought it sounds so good, you know. Yeah, that's James K. Ultra.
If it sounds good, it's because it's James. Otherwise,
No, I mean
scrap
not the song, but the actual sonic, you know, the fidelity. Yeah, it really sounds good. But so
yeah, he gets it.
Yeah. And so who's playing guitar on this one? And since you both can play guitar.
This
Yeah. For this one, it was actually just written on. No, it was kind of random.
I think it started with your guitar.
Yeah, it actually started with a bass line that I wrote like in high school. The way I kind of associated with it was kind of always like very, I don't know, I just thought it was very catchy. It was like a hookish bass line. So I'm like, it's pretty simple. You could
Beautiful. Yeah, the beautiful guitar part.
that
It reminds me, it's a little like Johnny Marr-ish, you know, from that camp, whom I am a huge fan of.
Definitely very Johnny Marr has definitely plays a big role in my guitar playing, along with other greats. But obviously, that jingly jangly style guitar was kind of primarily affected by Johnny Marr. But that was just weird because when I wrote it, I mean, I had no idea what the song was gonna sound like, and then my laptop had got stolen with all my work. I had lost like years of my production process.
Oh yeah, I remember that happened. Oh, what a drag.
Yeah. It was a total bummer. I mean, we had a lot of friends show support and help us out, which was how I was able to get my new computer. But that was around the time I got the new computer, and then I'm like, I need to work on something because I was so discouraged. I was like, should I even do this anymore? Like, I don't know. There was a lot of things going on in my personal life for me to like not even really want to focus on that.
Yeah.
So I sat down, and my daughter was with me that day, and I sat down with my daughter in my studio. Shout out to Francisco Studios out in the city of Vernon. Yeah, we were there, and I don't know, it was just me and her, and then I started just fiddling with the guitar, just kind of doing like a lot of the open strings and kind of like arpeggios. And then the song came out, and then my daughter actually helped with the melody because she started like humming to it. So like that.
And she's 3 years old.
She's 3 years old. She like
she definitely like got it from him.
A lot of that outro was actually because of her. She just started singing
so cool
melody, and yeah, we're like, oh shit, like that could be a song, and then and then we fucking just went off that. I mean, the everything else just kind of fell into place. I mean, as you may well know too. I mean, these things just kind of happen, and you don't know where they come from, right?
No, but I think it's really special to be a couple and to have a creative project together, because it's like you can have a relationship and get along or whatever, and then if you kind of dive into the creative process, it can be a whole different it could be a whole different thing, you know. Did you guys was it just a totally smooth process for you guys, or did you hit some bumps along the way?
So that's why I see what you're emphasizing on that, because it could go both ways, right? Like it could either go terribly wrong where like you don't get along or anything like that, or it makes the process unbearable. But no, I don't think it was ever like that. Like,
I think it's just like we have similar tastes, and it's funny because will listen to like the songs like, and we look at each other like, what do you think? Well, I think it needs this. It's like that's exactly what I was thinking. So we're like on the same
Oh,
level.
that's
It's
great.
pretty natural. Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah, yeah.
natural, and we're not really striving for anything. We're not like, oh, this is what we want, and then
Yeah.
This is the sound.
yeah, like it's not controlling. It's just
Yeah.
kind of
Just to
again,
make
I
it,
think it
yeah.
has to do, yeah, with the fact that we have the same upbringing and the same, music influences. I think it just makes it all like easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but it's weird, you know. I know, Vessel, that you've done some collaborations too. I don't know if you've done other collaborations, Kitty, but I have just done a series of collaborations, and it's like it was amazing to me, like people that you totally get along with, but when it comes to like actually working on something, there was just this going on, you know, and people like really
Yeah.
wanting their vision, you know, of something.
Yeah.
And I'm much more like I guess it's similar with James, you know, it's just like tossing things back. Yeah, yeah. But it's almost more like a I guess like a hippie attitude, you know, like I'm always just sitting there like, wow, cool. Yeah. You know, I mean, and but some people are
Yeah.
not like that. Some people are just like, no, it should be this
Yeah,
way,
they're
da da
not.
da. And it's it can get uncomfortable
And
along the
I
way.
get it from both angles. I get it from both angles because, like, when it comes down to Vessel, I absolutely know what I want, and that's that. You get me? I'll probably, make some adjustments or settle for something else than other my vision. But I mean, I get it. But as far as playing with other members, see, like when it comes down to other members or other bands I'm playing with, I'm absolutely like anything goes. I'm receptive. I kind of let them take the lead, and I just like to kind of piggyback off what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really
That's-
admire that.
Yeah, that's like my style. But
Mm.
again, when it's not necessarily like my vision, because when it's my vision, I do get a little strict. But when it comes down to working with others, I'm all ears, and you could
Yeah.
you could do whatever you want. I like to give creative control to the other person and let them feel like they're getting their message across.
Yeah. Yeah. And what about
And
when
I
it
think,
came? Oh, sorry. Do you want to say something, Kitty?
yeah, I feel like we have the same message when it comes to this project. It's just like we've discussed it numerous times, like what are kind of message we're trying to say, or what are we striving for. And it's always been like, well, let's just talk about like let's express what we're good at expressing, which is our love for each other. Let's show it. Let's show it off. Because there's a lot of people that come and message me, and it's like, oh my god, I can feel the love that you have for one another just through your posts.
Too. Yeah,
like it's like palpable. Like people feel it, and I know that we need more of that, like more love in the world.
Sure.
We need more experience that, because I feel like there's so much like aggressive music. A lot of people like hate pain, and it's just like we need more of that.
Vessel.
Yes.
Yeah, Vessel's definitely my disc project. I like to talk shit on that one, but that's why I like having this one.
Yeah,
because
you're working out all your shit with Vessel, and you come back and and come back to Planet Love with Velas.
Love, yeah.
You got the war inside you. I know. I got that war too. You know, it's always the light in the dark. And when it came down to doing vocals for this, because you have such a cool and distinctive vocal style, Vessel, and I could hear you were both singing on the Albatross cover. Was there ever a question of whether it was going to be more of a duet this song, or was it kind of like it was Kitty's poem, she's going to do the vocal?
For this one, I felt like it was Kitty's poem, and that was going to be the only part that I do sing is on the chorus, but it's very vague. It's kind of more like it's more of a supporting vocal than anything. I kind of set the bar for that one because I had the melody already from something prior to that.
Yeah.
Forgot for what exactly, but I just kind of threw it on there, and I'm like, this is how you could sing it. If you can hit this range, go for it. If not, we'll do something else. But she was able to really kind of hit the pitch that I was hitting, and it came out better together rather than separate. I mean, I wasn't really interested in having my part like for this one at least. It was like I was doing my guitar orchestra in the back, and she was kind of just doing the writing, which was cool. You know, I get to focus on the
well,
music.
it's a great combination. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was absolutely fun.
Are you guys going to keep on writing songs? There's going to be like an occasional thing when the mood strikes you.
So we are thinking of releasing an EP this summer. We have a few ideas. I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but we have some. I mean, we have a variety of music influences that we both listened to during our upbringing, which was primarily like a lot of like the rock en español, like cumbias, you know, the disco. Like my mom in Mexico was known to be a disco queen. So growing up in my house, there was a lot of there was a lot of like the high energy, a lot of the disco stuff. You know,
you have like pictures of her all decked out for the disco and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, my mom was a model. She has some dope ass pictures. Like she has some cool pictures. But it was funny because there was that duality. Like on one hand, it was my mom listening to all that, and then on the other hand, it was my dad listening to like a lot of like the rock en español, because he actually knew guys within that music scene. Like he knew El Tri, he knew El Aragon, which the sax player was my older sister's godfather, and like so we had like a lot of interesting characters coming in the house, whether it was from my mom's side or my dad's side. Like, and my dad's side, it was all the rockers coming over, bringing a 6-pack, drinking, playing. Like there was never a moment where a guitar was not being played. And then for my mom, it was just always like high energy music, dancing, like doing the whole bit, like doing her dance routine. It was, I mean, it was a big part of it when I was growing up, and it turns out that she kind of came up in the same way, like kind of listening to the same bands and then also dancing. So
yeah, dancing is really big in my family, especially with my mom. Like when she was little, that's what she's known for in her pueblo. Like, so she goes and they're like Chinita's back, and they know her because of her dancing. She was in everything.
Wow.
And at a young age, she brought that out of me, and like that's where I started like loving music, is because of that. My mom, she would try to find ways to punish me, but the only real way was like taking my iPod away. That was like the number one thing.
Remember that. That's true, yeah, that's true.
That's the one thing that hit me. It was like, no, we can't take my music.
Not the iPod.
Yeah. Are you guys gonna do any live shows out there around LA?
Not until we get
like a good
set list going for us. Right now we're just kind of we are exploring the sound, which is what I feel like what this single is just kind of, I guess we're gonna go off that direction and then just kind of go see where it takes us. But I mean, once it comes down to it, I mean, we have a lot of friends who would be more than happy to help us out, like who throw events or who are already playing shows that might get us on the bill. I mean, but no rush. We're just kind of like, again, we're just kind of feeling it out. And
we have a lot of ideas, a lot of inspiration. So like after this is released, we're actually already kind of working on something.
Yeah, we're working on a few things.
Yeah,
on a few things. We just moved into our apartment here in North Hollywood. We were living. She was living out in the IE with her sister, and I was living in LA, so it was kind of hard to really work on anything. But we literally just moved into an area where our music studio is like 10 minutes away, so we could either do it here at home, or if we want to be a little louder than we have to be, then we'll go to the studio and make noise over there. So we're at liberty to just do whatever we want right now. So we're just kind of see where it takes us right now.
I used to live on, I was in West Hollywood on North Citrus Street. North Citrus, and what was that? I forget what that main
Yeah,
street
yeah,
was
you were
that
telling
came
me
up
some of
to
your
Hollywood Boulevard. Oh, did I tell you about that? Forgot.
You told me some of your Hollywood crazy stories. You told me
Oh, yeah.
the psychedelic.
Oh, that was in New York. That was in New York. Psychedelic
Oh,
version.
that was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
nuts.
but I spent 1 year in Hollywood in 2000, and where I ended up in the Hollywood jail. That's how that went. Didn't go well.
Wait, which one? The one on Santa Monica or which one?
The Hollywood jail? I think it was. Isn't
Yeah,
the
yeah.
one up by Hollywood Boulevard there? Or I may be thinking wrong because I was also on a lot of drugs, so I don't really know exactly. You know, all I know is that there's a mugshot of me. There was literally 5 policemen that had to hold me in place for the mugshot, and I'm like, "Argh!" you know, with this long
Oh my
black
God, I
Oh
hair.
love to
wow.
see.
Yeah,
I should
you
be
gotta
able to
show us
find
the
it because it's
mugshot.
Freedom of Information Act. You know, I should be able to find it.
Yeah, you should be able to get it. Be like, hey, like, I need it for my next single cover, and I need it.
Well,
That would be pretty gnarly.
I love what you guys are doing, and I'm super psyched. You know, that you're gonna keep doing more. I look forward to the EP and stuff. Are you guys gonna make a video for this one? Because you both are great
We don't
visual.
know.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we do we do our photography thing. We have shot a few things, but that was mostly like real stuff, you know, like regular PR stuff for Instagram and social
Yeah.
media.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe, I mean, maybe a music video will not be a bad idea.
Yeah, there's so much imagery in it.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll pull something off our butts and see what happens. I
Well,
really wish I brought my wig. I feel like I'm falling short of this.
I wish I
It
brought
would
mine
look
because
cool in a
this with this like green screen, it's like my hair all of a sudden it like disappears, and it's like, you know, Telly Savalas thing, you know. There, see? No, it's gone. No, it's back. You know. Oh well. Well, thank you so much for doing this, guys. Gracias. And I hope
Yeah, yeah.
I hope you come back again when your next thing comes out.
Yeah, I know I was supposed to do it with the Vestal thing, but again, that was like around a pretty chaotic period in my life, and
Oh
I just
no,
didn't really
I totally understand. I've been
like.
I
Yeah,
don't
what
know
else?
if it's come through, but I've been in total disarray since December of this year. My whole life has just gone, and I've just been like, make music, put it out, do this show, do
Yeah,
something, you know, just to survive, you know.
yeah, which is good. I feel like it's a very kind of good coping mechanism. Like
Yeah,
you're kind of reflecting on these experiences and you're dealing with emotions on the real life, but then you're also, you know,
you make some
throwing it
art
up,
out of it.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
yeah,
It's a good purging, and I
yeah, and it's a
think
way
this
to
song.
make something beautiful out of even a negative situation. You know, if you create from it, then you know that's always
Yeah,
a
I
win.
agree.
That's the way I think of it.
Yeah, for
That
a while we were so like we were doing kind of long distance, and that
yeah,
kind of kept us together.
kind of keep us glued together. We'll like shoot each other ideas and like what we
Mm.
could do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That kind of kept us together, and we were able to kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel throughout that little period. But
Well, you guys give me
it
hope.
was fun.
You guys are so romantic. This whole story, I love it. And
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much
you
for
give me hope. Romance is alive out there.
Oh, you'll find somebody.
People are
You're gonna
doing it.
nibble out there. It's still out there.
It's still out there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank
good
you
to
so
hear.
much for having us
Yeah.
on
Thanks, guys.
this.
We'll
Yeah.
talk to you
Yeah.
soon online.
Yeah, we'll send you some stuff soon, and I'll bring the wig next time I come on.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone in wigs next time. See you guys.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Bye.